Okay, so in the last session, what we have seen is like we have seen how to validate the status code as one test case, and the other thing is like we have seen whether we can assert over the status code and also whether the body that is coming, the values that are coming are correctly uh, being mentioned as per the expected result or not. We have validated. Okay, so have you practiced on this? Did you get a chance?
Yes, yes, Bhagya.
Okay. And any issues did you observe or everything is working fine?
As of now, it is good.
Okay.
Just like Git, whatever you have sent me, I'm not able to create it.
Okay. Okay. Actually, the thing is like you should be a collaborator. If I want you to, I should add you as a collaborator. Uh,
Mm,
to do that, you should share me that details of you. Yes. Whatever you have account, right? GitHub account.
mm-hmm.
That you need to share it with me so that I can add you as a collaborator. Have
So,
you created
see,
GitHub account first?
uh, yeah, last time I think I have downloaded the free version of GitHub.
Actually, GitHub, you don't need to download. You can access it from the web itself. Let me just show you. You can go to this website, github.com, and you can just sign up. Sign up with the website and sign in. Just share the username so that I can add you as a collaborator, so that you can view the all the code that I'm sending you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So as of now, we have seen only the positive test case, right? Like we have validated on whether the expected result of place name is Carnilo and all. Okay, what if I want to write a negative scenario for this? So what I can do it as a negative scenario. Let's have this in Postman also. I will just create a new collection which is related to and here I will add a request where earlier we are having the get request itself, and I'm passing on the URL, this one base URI, followed by the zip code and the country code. So this is the positive scenario and you are getting the response out of it like this. So if I want to write a negative scenario, what could be the negative scenario is like I will just give some invalid zip code so that whenever I just send it, it should give me that 404 it's not found. Okay, this could be a negative scenario. Okay, so let's write this validate negative scenario. Okay, so initial code will be the same, but here whatever I'm just sending it, it differs, right? Like here, instead of just sending get of AD slash AD 100, I will just send some invalid code. Let's say some all fours. Okay, so what is that you are expecting in that case? There's a what should you
Failure,
expect
maybe.
over?
400 it will give maybe.
Yeah, it should give 404, which is not found.
Yeah.
So you are
Okay.
asserting or not for. Okay. So I will just close this. So let's see whether it is working fine or not. I can run this. So it is working as expected. So everything is tick mark. So it is expected. So similarly, if I'm expecting the content type as application slash JSON. So for suppose I can write another test case. So here I'm giving a valid scenario itself. Like let's say control Z, valid scenario itself. But I want to validate whether the content type that I'm getting out of it, content type is application slash JSON or not. Okay. So in that uh, scenario, I will just write another test case. So if you just observe, as of now, we are duplicating the code. The whatever we are writing, the given when statements, we are duplicating, right? So we will see how we can optimize this code in the coming session. Okay. As of now, I have this. I will give the valid scenario itself. And here validate the content type. So if I want to validate the content type, instead of giving the status code dot, you can say there is a method that is available like content type, and you will say it should be equal to application slash JSON. Okay. So like this, you can validate whether it is working fine or not. Why is it throwing in error? Mm,
Equals to, I think, S.
equals equal to only actually.
Yeah.
Okay, equal to content type equal to only application slash JSON. Mm, as to match. Mm, I didn't have this error in the time. Validate content type or given something. Then it should accept. Okay. I don't know why it's throwing me an error like this. More options. For now, I'm just removing it. But you have the content type and you can just initialize or you can validate whether that is working fine or not. Okay, so the dot content type equal to application slash JSON. Okay, so as of now, if you just observe the code, all the method like given, when, all these are duplicated. So here also I have the same method and here also I am just duplicating. And I have the country info also here also everything. So what is the solution for this?
A common class, we can create a common class, something where we put all these things and then call the methods.
We have also before class, right? So where we can just keep what before executing any of the test case, we can
Hmm.
execute that particular
This base URL and
yeah,
yeah.
class. And before doing that, we will just do one more thing. There is an interface that is available. I will just discuss on that. Okay. So as of now, I will just take copy of this rather than just making any changes to this. I will just paste it over. So here I will just say I'm going to use some specifications. Okay. Using some specifications. Okay. So here, what we will do is there is something called request specification where we have seen in the earlier sessions also. What is request specification?
For passing the header, sorry, base URI, we use request specification
Yeah,
dot base
correct,
URI.
correct.
Interface it
Request
is basically.
specification is an interface. Okay,
Yeah.
so I can say request specification equal to you can say you can because this is an interface you can't create an object of this that we know, right? So there is a subclass like new request spec builder, okay, which we are going to use. Request spec builder dot build. I will just say request spec builder. Yeah, this is the one. This is the class. We know, right? We can't create an object for an interface. So that's why we are going to initialize with a request spec builder. Okay, which is a
Yes,
class.
yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so what you can do is in order to convert it into a request specification interface, you need to build that. Okay, before that, as a part of this request spec builder, there are certain methods. Okay, so what are the methods is you can set the base URL. You can set request spec builder dot set. So you can see the methods, you can set the base URI, you can set the content type, you can set many things like if you want to set the body also, you can set everything. Okay. So the initial part, the setting of the base URI, you can just do it over here. Okay. So I will just say dot set base URI. Whatever base URI I want to pass it, I can just have it set over here. as part of request specification object. Okay. And what else I can do is like I can set the content type also. I can set the content type to be application slash JSON. And what else I can have is like for now, let's have these two things. And in order to convert this to a request specification, I need to build this. So this is part of request specification. Okay. So I don't need this again setting of base URI. I can just say spec of, I will just pass on the request specification so that what happens, the initial base URI will be initialized and the content type will be set to application slash JSON. Okay. So the same thing I can do it over all the code that I have written. Like here also I can say spec of,
Bhagya, what is spec?
sorry,
What is this spec?
spec is also like in order to just provide the, it's a method where it will accept the request specification as an argument. Okay. So spec is also a method.
Okay.
Okay. So everywhere I can just say, in order to pass on this specification, I will say spec of request specification. That's all I have. It. Yeah. So these are the things I have. Now, I can also define the response. Like I am just asserting some status code and I'm asserting some body, everything, right? So the initial, if I want to assert that whether my status code is 200 or not, or if my expected response time is below 200 or not, like it is it loading within 2 seconds or not, like that I can just have the configuration as response specification. So we also have like request specification. We can also define the response specification. What is this? What is this? So private, there is other thing like response response specification, which is an interface. And here what I will do is like as a part of response specification, here also there is like how you have request spec builder, there is a response spec builder. Okay, you can see like response spec builder. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, and you need to, what you can do is like you will be anywhere using the build method, but before that what you can do is like you can assert. Okay, you can assert whether the status code that gets displayed is 200 or not, even here also. Okay, so I will just assert, sorry, not assert, it expect. Okay, so you are expecting something. Okay, so you can expect the status code to be 200, and also you can provide some expect content type. You can provide content type. It should be application slash JSON. And also if I want to validate that my status like my response time is less than 200, like less than 2 seconds. What should I do is like I also have method like expect response time. expect response time equal to some 2 seconds, or you can also use something called which is less than some 2000 milliseconds. So you need to provide the long value. That means it is 2 seconds. It should be less than 2 seconds. That is what you are providing. Okay. Expect response time to be less than 200. Okay. Here you can just add the relevant static method. Why is it throwing again? This info type is not within its bound. It should accept. Why is it not accepting? Expect response time. Equal to 1000. We are facing difficulties today. Actually, this is a correct method only. Why not accepting?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. For now, I'm skipping this, but normally it should work actually. Okay. So expect response time. If you want to validate whether it is less than 2 seconds, you can just use this code. Okay. You can also try while practicing whether this is accepting or not. Okay. So, and now what I can do is like, I don't need this. I don't again need to assert on this. So I here also I can just mention spec of response specification because I already defined this particular specification. So what it will validate whether the status code is 200 and whether the expected content type is this one. And if you provide the response time also, it should validate this. Okay. So that is how it works. And like that, you can just provide it over here.
Bhagya,
Yeah.
can you just mention time over there? Like, just remove the expected response time.
Expected response time.
Just remove L. What happened?
Sorry.
And at the end, can you
L, yeah.
remove L?
It should define long method only, like long data type itself. That's why I'm just mentioning as that.
Okay, no issue. Okay.
It should be working. I don't know why it is also, it should also come from the ham
Uh,
test mattress itself.
less than and inside 200. Just try 2000 watt. Remove this matches. Not working.
Why it's not working?
Okay, let it be.
Expect response time. Response, let's see what. Okay, as of now, I'm just commenting this.
Mhm.
Just a minute, Raj.
Yeah.
Just pausing. Actually, there is someone. It's okay. So like that, I can replace this response specification everywhere. Okay, so here also I can just say this one spec response specification and followed by just if the body is same for everywhere, then you can keep that body also over here. Okay, you can validate that body also over here. Otherwise, you can just validate from here. Okay, so here also I will just say spec. So here actually this particular test case will be failed. Why? This particular test case fails. Because here you are saying assert that the status code is 404. And here you are just asserting over 200, right? So if I just run this, if I have mentioned spec, if I have mentioned here also spec of response specification, then it would have failed because in that case, what we are asserting is the status code to be 200. But what we are getting as part of negative scenario, it is 404, right? So that's why it might fail. So that's why I just left this as it is. I didn't say spec of response specification. Did you get it?
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So in that case, if I want to just mention that also over here, I can just create another variable like control check, control C. I can create another variable for response error. Let's say response error like this. And I'm expecting something like 400. 400 or 404? 404, right? Yeah, 404, and I can assert this. Yeah. So here, this I can just pass on as part of the spec. So instead of doing this, I can just say spec of response error instead of response specification if I want to make it the same. Okay. So here if I just run also, it will work as expected. It will run all the test cases and it should pass all the test cases. Validates country, negative scenario, place information and the status code. Okay, all has been passed. Okay, so this is one way of just doing it using request specification interface. Okay, so you can keep all the things which are common across the methods over here. And you can just call the specifications, request specification as well as the response specification. Okay, so let's see other way. Okay, so I will just take a copy of this and paste it. So I will say we are going to use before class. So using before class, what I will do is like uh, whatever code that is uh, being duplicated, the given statement with the base URI, and whenever you are just passing on something, I will just keep it inside a before class, like we have discussed earlier. Right? So here I will just create a before class annotation where I will just say public void some setup, and inside this control, let me just add this package. Why is it saying like this? What's the issue, Prachi? I'm not getting. Why is it not giving me before class?
Is it link with another package or something? Bhagya, can you mouse over on
This one?
it? This
Annotation
one.
type expected, it seems.
See, it's public class before go up. Is it something like clashing with this?
Okay, it is maybe it is, yeah, maybe. So let's say before class demo. Okay, maybe. Yeah, that could be the problem.
Hmm.
Okay. So what we will do is like in rest assured, we have something called rest assured library also, right? Rest assured class. Okay. In this rest assured, you have uh, something called rest assured dot request specification variable. Okay. Request specification. And you can keep all the thing that you have written over here, this particular part, You can just copy and paste it over here. I will just, oh, sorry, did I copy something else? Control J. I should copy this way, this particular part. Control X. I will just paste it over here. Okay, so this is all relevant to the request specification. So if I just go to rest assured, this particular class, if I just mouse over and go to this particular class, there is something called request specification variable. Okay, I will just show you. So this is the one, request specification variable. So for this request specification, I am just initializing whatever thing that we have initialized right earlier using specification, whatever we have initialized, just I am initializing to that particular value, like set b base URI and set the content type to the pages and dot build. Okay, I didn't do anything else. And similarly, we can have a rest assured dot response also. I will just close other things. Here I can also say there is also other variable called rest assure dot response specification, which is coming from rest assured itself, equal to, I will just point to this particular thing. And